Okay, so what I'm doing tonight rather, is I have with me the Kenny NL ship mixer. And I'm going to be used to generate random ships, and then I'm going to take them into Blender and make them 3D. Make them game ready and stuff. And I might put them in like Unreal Engine, like a week or so, and we can fly around with them and play around with them or something like that. Or hell, maybe make like a mod for it in some game somewhere. Sorry if I can't speak a lot as well right now. I have a hole in my mouth. Because my mouth sits weird when I sleep, and sometimes my teeth cut into my lip. It hurts like a lot. So apologies if I just chill out tonight. Also, sorry if the music's too loud. It's good on my end though. Sure, I have no idea. I have the outline on right now. It's kind of a cool look. Turn the engines on. Normal item. Yeah, I can play per animation or whatever. Yeah, stuff like this looks really cool. Because it's like a ring, but the engines are like underneath it, and thinking about how this would look like thinking about how something like this would look like in 3D, not just like a top-down view. It's always fun to think about. I'm gonna be 3D modeling it in the first place, so maybe I'll grab a couple of these. Because I can save it. I can save the GIF, I can save the PNG. I can save the whole sprite sheet. Well, let's keep going. We'll just go through a couple of them and then I'll save a few. I know some of these are ships, but the propellers make it look like it's sort of like, you know, like a more planetary type of ship, like plane. And that adds like an interesting like way to imagine it, like the world that it would sort of exist within. See if I can find that. Yeah, like something like this. Like, why would you need like propellers for like a spaceship? That would make it like a low atmosphere plane. You have to imagine sort of like what this type of plane would look like, what the environment would look like, what the civilization that would build something like this would look like. And just imagining all that together sort of creates this sort of like interesting way to perceive that world, I think. At least that's how I frame it up. I think that provides me a greater detail on how I go about trying to turn something like this into a 3D object in the first place, which is to imagine maybe like its purpose in like a world. Instead of just sort of taking it and putting boxes around it and stuff, coming up with something. It's always nice to imagine what something like this, something so flat, would actually like exist within something with propellers on it. Or something like this. Did it play, you know, did like a bunch of space bees build this or something? I think that'd be pretty funny. This one looks like, you know, something like this looks like less of a ship. Like less of a spaceship and more like a watercraft or whatever. Maybe we'll pick one of those up or something. Hello. Hello, Endon Equals. How are you doing tonight? I'm currently in the Kenny Ship Mixer software, and I'm gonna be saving a few of these images to turn them into 3D in Blender. I'm just browsing through them for now, see if I find anything interesting. I really like this big engine type. It really does remind me of like a beehive. This is definitely something a bee would build. But like this could be like some sort of like some sort of like machine that goes over like snow. And I only say that because of like the bottom parts are white. At least that's how I imagine. Some of these could do with the outline, make it easier to see, maybe. Yeah, it kind of makes it muddy though. I don't want to. I don't want to like flashbang myself with the light mode. I'm not really quite sure what I'm looking for as I flip through these. Just anything that really catches my eye that I think I could, you know, push through a 3D modeler pretty easily. I'm just looking for a relaxing time more than anything. That one had like 5 engines on it. That one had like five fans. I think I do want to do these big engines right here. Moving on is playing. I have the RimWorld soundtrack on right now. That may or may not fit what I'm doing right now, but I just really wanted to listen to some RimWorld tonight. Something like this could look cool. When I look at the top here, this front piece, I think it's like a big circle, like a big cylinder, with this white piece sticking out the front. I'm not sure if I want to go about designing something like this though. I do want to start getting. See, this one's got five rotors on it. And then when I see like these, I think I do want to do something that's a little on the brown or something. When I see like these 2 squares on the side for some of these more random ones, these big ones, I think it's some sort of like cargo loader. Like something that hauls machines and stuff. Or freight, rather. Here's a cool one. A little on the darker side, kind of hard to see. Stream is doing okay. I don't just want to rush into one either. I kind of want to take my time with it. This is just a sand castle. This one could be cool. I could use these little white spots as like windows. It would look more vertical than it would horizontal. It would look more like a mech than anything. Maybe I could just make a mech. Oh, here's a cool one. This kind of looks like some sort of sand speeder. These aren't even thrusters on the side. I'm not sure what the orange ring would be. It looks like it's underneath everything. That's kind of a cool one. It's got that sort of desert color scheme and feel with the cyan and orange paints or whatever. Let's keep going. I'll skip on it. It looked a bit too hard for me to model. Think about how that would look like in 3D. These are all pretty complex, to be honest. And then I also have to think about like the utility of these ships. Like I said, I have to imagine the world that these vessels exist within, and give them a purpose. I don't just want to design like another gunship like this. I do want to do some sort of utility vehicle. Like this looks like a loader as well. Do like the fast food truck of spaceships or something. I suppose it's kind of what I'm looking for. This one kind of looks cool. Some sort of bomber, I think. The color schemes really do add a lot more purpose to it as well. What sort of area would have these sort of colors and their materials to build a ship like this? Here's a cool looking one. So maybe we do something simple like one of these loaders or whatever. Wouldn't be too bad. But I guess that's what happens when you start auto-generating stuff like this. Kind of gets, you know, you never really know what you kind of want to work with or get. I can always change parts. Like, I don't really like touching. Yeah, this is just one big cargo loader. That's all I can see. There's like a medical vessel because of the plus. This is just like, yeah, this is just a shuttle. Nice rocket ship there. This one looks okay. Got a big thruster on it. It's got a big thruster, it looks like, and it's got propellers. We could, and then, you know what? We could turn this into like a skiff. The orange on here could be like sleds. Let's do that. This one seems fine. I didn't want the code. I actually wanted the PNG. Okay, you can't see that. I got scared. See all my files. Let me go to my work folder. Let's do assets. Let's do, I guess, spaceships. We'll do pixel ships. This will be like a sand skiff, we'll call it. This is the sand skiff ref. It's gonna be a PNG. So. Okay, let me open up Blender and let me grab a horizontal split to bring up the image editor. Then we'll import an image. God, the remote track is so good. There we go. Okay. It's pixels, so it scales easy. Let me get you over. Here we are. Okay, put my camera on. Bang. Alright, so how I usually like to do this is I usually like to throw a plane down slap the image onto it and then go from there. I think we'll just sort of eyeball it for now. I have the image right here. So what we'll want to do first, I think, is start with the center. We will mirror this. Here, and we will clip it so it all attaches together real nice like. Okay. We'll probably do separate parts starting now. So it doesn't get too complex on me, because I don't want to start extruding like one piece of box and then end up with something I'm not wholly satisfied with. It would just be simpler on me to do this sort of thing. So what we're working with here is the sort of, well, let me save this actually. Save. Alright, so we're working with a sand skiff, so I have to think about what exactly shape is that going to take. I'm working with cubes right now, but does that look a little flatter? Or does it just stay sort of cube-like? I have to think about those things, especially early in the design here. I think... see, these little propellers and this big thruster makes me think it's going to be sort of on the wider side, like a wider side of cube rather than something that is like flatter. Flatter might look better though. I think we'll stick with cubes for now. Yeah, let's just rock with cubes. Okay, let's go here, make it even bigger. And then, you know, it doesn't have to be just like these intersecting pieces. It can go like this as well. Simply come out. That. You know. And go back. But again, this thruster just makes me think it's some sort of like cylinder or large cube or whatever. Maybe we go about like here. Doesn't have to be perfect, I don't think. It just has to be even. I think that looks okay. This is probably a little longer. Something like that. Sorry. Okay, like I said, it's the middle of the night for me. Let me also change my editing. Black shadow, cavity, screen space. There we go. This looks a little better on me. I think we'll go wings next. We should do a new cube. Edit this. Also add a mirror to this. No clipping on this one. Now this one can be a little flatter. Well, let me think about this. Because it does look like the propellers might be coming out of the wings. But because these are skiffs, there might be some sort of like I don't have a reference on me, but if you've ever seen like skis that are like mechanically attached to like a machine, they sort of have a lot of mounting bars that come off and support and stuff like a chair would have. It just has like a lot of under sections that are like crisscrossing and stuff like that. That makes me think it would go under this. And then what we can do for the propellers actually is put like a hole within the wing itself and make that attach to the propeller, just sort of standing on like a leg that's attached to the sort of mess that goes into attaching the skiff part. I think that would sort of fit the aesthetic of like a sand propeller jet powered skiff more, because when I think about this sort of like plane that I'm working with here, I think of it sort of like this badland desert, not exactly like junk wasteland, but more like tribal, something like that. I'm not sure if I worded that correctly, but that's what I'm sort of working with here. Very very off the cuff. I think that's the fun of this. We still need to make the thruster part of this. I think I want that to be a separate object, so maybe we push this back a little. Maybe to here. Looks like it's part of the thruster as well. I think we'll just avoid that part for now. And I'll make this a separate piece. Frame. Something like that, maybe. Okay, so what we have here is a very long wing. And sorry. Okay, this comes out a bit, and then it extends downward. Yeah. Ooh, this is gonna be a tough one, actually. So it is pixelated. I don't know if I want to rock with the pixelation, though. Because, yeah, I can just do this. And then that's basically what we're going for here. And then I guess I could just squish down this side, and then you have like a wing here. Maybe we'll stick with the pixel then, because I think I am going to also texture this as pixel. So keeping it sort of one-to-one as much as we can would be good. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, plus a shorter one. And then what we can do is sort of rip this. If I remember how to do that. That's ripped. Take this and sort of slide it down a bit, like right there. It doesn't have to be accurate or anything. It just sort of has to fit the pixels nice. And this is why I usually throw it onto a plane, and then model it off the plane because I can fit the cubes per pixel. But I think it's okay for now. Since these are all the same size, we just duplicate this. Should have done that in the first place, but they look about the same. Which is good enough for me. And that's approximately the same area as the, we could even do this in Magic of Voxel, which would probably even be easier. But, let's just do this in Blender for now. Maybe next time I'll come back and do it in Magic of Voxel. Ooh! Are these filled? No. That was weird. Let's just extend this out. This doesn't need to be a separate piece. Big wings. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I've already almost been going for 30 minutes. I spent so much time flipping through machines there. That's probably the funnest part though, is checking out all the designs that come through. Okay. See, now this is the part that never lines up with what I want it to when I usually do my usual way of doing this, which is stuff that goes up and down. Things like the skiff. This one is pretty much directly under the orange. Looks like it's a solid color, so we don't really have to worry about too much of anything. The skiff is sort of on the smaller side. Push that down. See, now we have a bit of verticality going. Which, as you can see, we're kind of lacking. And that's what happens when I found that to be a big problem when I started doing stuff like this. That you end up lacking a lot. Skiffs are actually on the smaller side too. End up lacking end up lacking a lot of depth. And then I just have to sort of start freeballing this part. But we can work on the thruster for now. Not the thruster. We still need to do the thruster, actually. It looks like it has a couple of, like, fins or sort of attachments around it, so we'll go with that. Yeah, and then we need to make, like, a hole and everything. They don't tell you about that. They don't tell you that part. In 3D school. Wire. This doesn't look like the outline. It does look like it just cut into it to show that it exists. We won't have to worry about that though. Big thrusters. We need to leave enough space for the fan belt as well. The fan rather. We'll kind of rock with a generalized square design. So the fan just about needs to miss this this part of the wing. See, this is an interesting spot right here, because if this is part of the machine, it adds like a little extension onto the propeller. If it's not, the whole thing sort of becomes a propeller. It becomes the wheel. And I think I'll stick with that. We can actually make that like a separate piece even. And we can have it like rotate. I can add like an animation onto this one. Yeah, and then we can just take it and then do like this. I think that would look cool. You know, it's looking alright from up here. You just sort of spin it. Once I get the fans in action. The fans just look straight, so I can just do this actually. And then Control Shift E. No. Control Shift E to extrude. E to extrude. Control E. Where is it? Shift E. I don't. Control Shift E. No, Control E. I don't remember. Alt E? There we go. Okay, Alt E. Extrude face along normal. Jeez. No, not quite what I want. Individual faces. There we go. What we have here, as you can see, are some fan blades. And I can even Control S to extrude them and make them bigger. Would you look at that? We can select this whole object, and we can spin along the y-axis. You can see that it would look okay, and it's not even close to touching the thing. So it still has that sort of stylized pixel feel, while keeping sort of the skiff, junky, tribal look, wasteland technology sort of thing, while having a bit of movement to it. So it's not so like boring or whatever. I think that's just wonderful. So that's finished. So now what we need to do is make all of the undergirdings and the thruster. And this is just a block out for now. I can go back in and adjust it later. I still want to add a bit more design to the skiff, I think. Probably something that looks sort of like this. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's get, yeah, here's where it's going to be a little challenging. I'm going to need to either just punch a hole or just leave it, because it'll look fine with the way we're sort of stylizing it to just put the pole with, through the, sorry, the wing. It'll look fine. It'll look fine. It'll look good. With this one, what I can do is add the mirror. No. I can copy one of these. It'll look fine. So, start underneath. I have to think about how many different poles I want, where they're going to attach, what that's going to look like. I don't think I want to do a crossbar in the middle, but I do want them to attach to each other. So rather than crossing at an intersection like a scissor would, I think I'm just going to do a straight axle across the center. I'm thinking about it. I might have to take a pen to this and try and make it look okay. There's that. Bring it down. Let me think. How do I want this to look? Because I can attach it up the front and back here. And sort of bring it up. If I do this, bring them both up, attach them, go across, and then up. I might not reach what I want it to, which is this piece. So if we do 3 bars instead of 1 bar, it'll look like it'll provide stability and provide the space for the pole. So we'll go with that instead. So we'll take these, bring them up, like that. Yep. Take these, delete them, take these faces, and go around. We need 3 bars. 3 bars that cross over sort of the middle of this one. So I kind of want them to be the same size. So that's 1 bar. That's 3 bars. 2 bars. That's 3 bars. Oh, that's almost perfect. That works for me. Extrude these, bind them, delete the faces so they blend. It sits just about high enough to attach. Let's move it up a little more. Select everything. Deselect all this. Something like that. As you can see, it does look a little stiff. What I can do, actually, is I can take all of these and sort of bring them up like this. Well, they aren't clipping. Let me add clipping. There we go. I can take them and bring them up like this. So it sort of looks like that instead. And that looks a little better. A little more animated, I should say. But if that's the case, I can probably just take them and bring them down to the bar, the skiff itself. We don't need all of this. If I just did, I don't need these either. If I just did this instead. See, that looks fine. Let me bring it down a little more. So they're attached to the side instead. We probably do the same here. Something like that. I think that looks a little more, a little something, I guess. It's a little something I can't put into words. But I think I like that more. Some sort of beetle desert crossing. Those turbines line up pretty well. That means we sort of have to make the skiff a little fun. Seems like it would fall over in an instant, especially with this thruster we're gonna have. Alright, so what we're gonna be doing here is adding a couple extra meshes into it, as well as putting a hole in the back for the thruster itself. I'm sorry. What time is it? 12:15. Let me check my phone real quick. Okay. Okay, so what we can do is we can mimic this top little fin for both sides. Let's just do a look like is yeah, skinnier. It goes all the way up to the front there and extends over like that. Let's make this hole. Let's make a hole. Excuse me. That's about as good as a thruster you can ask for in the back of a cube, huh? Now this next part is interesting because it doesn't show what the verticality looks like, so we have to assume. We have to assume some things when we go into this next piece, which is the side fins. Do we say that they are like corner pieces that we sort of have to extend out? Would we say it's the whole side of the thruster? I'm tempted to say they're corner pieces, because I think that would look better. But I also reckon they could just be the whole side piece. So what we can do is line it up like this, sort of. And bring it up. That. Looks something like that. Which I suppose looks actually okay. That's sort of what it kind of look like. Needs to be shorter as well. Just a bit, actually. This would sort of be the generalized final design. No, I gotta add this. This one. Completely forgot about this. So focused on not doing this. And this would just be a hole. That lines up pretty much perfectly, doesn't it? That's pretty funny. Yeah. It would look like that, something like that. So this is the overall generalized blockout of the ship. No colors, no finessing, no extra designs that I think I might want to add. Like if this went all the way down, it would look like this. Yeah. That might look better in some senses. But it might even look better as, you know, if I push them up. Just leave it as a square or whatever. This is sort of what it would look like. I think I can bring it out as well. No, because it's squared off. It's actually flat, so what it would really look like is it's just flat right up against it. Yeah, it would really look like this. I don't think I'm into that. I think I like the little extended pieces. At the end of the day, this is up to us, huh? To decide what it looks like. I think I'd rather have it like extend out more. Something like that. Give it a bit of depth. I think it looks a little better. So far, I think this is a good design. I think I like it a lot. I think it just fits the purpose of a just generalized sand skiff. We could add what looks to be a little, oh man, dude, that hole in my lip is tearing me up. I can't speak, I can't think. Add a little cabin here for what looks to be where the drivers. Looks sort of something like this too. That adds a bit of depth, a bit more feel to it, a bit more verticality. That one, you know, that's something that a design like this desperately needs. And that looks okay. We'll paint that white and brown. Maybe we'll stick with that. But maybe not. Maybe I don't want it. Let me hide it. Maybe it could just be like a piece of glass and the person sits up front. We just don't see it or whatever. Who knows? I think this is good. Massive thrusters. Massive engine. Massive propellers. But yeah, I wanted to touch a little on the skiffs as well. Maybe do something like this. Make it double-sided or like that. I think that looks good. Yeah, I think that looks okay. A lot better than I had anticipated, that's for sure. Coming in here tonight, I didn't think I was gonna get anywhere. As per usual. Alright, so that's a 40-minute design from design to block out. I really speed... I'm sorry again. I'm really speedrunning this design process as well. Usually you take more time and think about it. Like I said, I usually throw it on a plane and then block it out directly onto the plane. But this is a little more tedious and stuff. Things aren't lined up either properly. That would be a no-go, especially for like a pixel art like this one. But it's all solid colors. This is why I split it up into different pieces. I can just take the piece and then throw it onto a color that's on here. I don't have to line it up and match the mesh or anything like that. It would still look okay. You have designs like this that can be cut out and thrown onto it and look good. You just have to make sure that it's, you know, sized correctly, but other than that, it usually turns out fine. If I throw random colors on here, sort of looks okay. Okay, so okay, next step is... What's the next step? Hang on. Oh, I'm gonna like fall over. Next step is usually, I think, merge all the objects together to put it on one single UV chart to make it easier. We have to apply all the mirrors. Yeah, we can actually do that right now. I think I'm sticking with this design. I don't think I want to touch it. I think I want to keep it simple. So let's, yeah. Let's space search modifiers. That's it. All the mirrors are merged. We can join them all together. Then we can snap the space. Oh god, set origin is what. Jeez. Set origin. Origin 2, 3 cursor space. No. Then I need. Holy crap. I need to go back to set origin, 3D to origin, so geometry origin. Okay, now it's officially centered. And what we can do is we can apply all to keep the transformations down if they change things. Save again so I don't lose anything. I have to redo the whole thing, that would be a pain in the ass. Next, what we need to do is probably go in and clean up some of the meshes, I think. You can see stuff like this, just flat up against one another. I think that's fine for now. If you look at the 3D model without the cavity on, which you won't be, it looks sort of fine. We can call those like baffles. it's going to be turned out okay though. A lot of flat faces, got a few holes, and some of the mesh is missing. Yeah, I think what we can do is fill these to make it more consistent. In case, because we will put this, I am going to put this model up in case anyone wants to download it, mess around with it. I just want to make it ready for that. Really simple, you just sort of open it up and it's ready to go if you need to edit it or anything like that. Use it in your own designs, probably throw it into a game as fast. We'll rig it and then we'll animate a little bit. Just to make the whole, just to make it like if I were to sell it, it would be a sellable product. Ready to use right out of the box, simple, easy to go. So we've applied the origin, applied the transformations, applied the mesh, clean up the faces, which is retopology. Fan blades are independent from a separate mesh. Yeah, even from their origin mesh. Good. Even better. Excuse me? Everything's set, ready to go. I think what we need to do now, we don't need to unwrap anything, because it's all solid color, or something that we can just layer over it to make it look really simple. That wouldn't be a problem. I don't think. It might be a problem, because we will have things like this siding that we need to match up to, stuff like this. But it is just a cube that we can throw on there, so it shouldn't be too troublesome. Let's do some UV unwrapping, some of the more non-solid parts. I UV unwrap this right now. It'll be a bit difficult. I could just also just take everything, slap a sharp on it, or no, slap a seam on it, work with it like that. We won't be doing that though. But we'll probably do an auto UV to see how that works. So we'll go to, yeah, UV texturing. UV editing. Let me first check out the size of this image. X goes up to 30, Y goes up to 30. Looks like it's, at least in Blender here, it's a 31 by 31. Not quite what I'm looking for. Get a file browser. Message cache. Or we find it here in my work folder. Find the size of the image is 32 by 32, so that'll be our texture, because if I didn't do that, it just wouldn't line up properly. It would be really bad. 32 by 32, sand, skiff, X. Let's do a generalized unwrap, that looks ugly. Let's do a smart unwrap. Failed to solve a 32-32, that's very funny. Yeah, it just sort of unwraps everything. That's pretty funny. Keeps some stuff together, but as you can see, most of it is just individualized pieces. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll just mark a seam on everything, and then unwrap it properly, like that. And then what we can do, actually, is open up the SandSkiff image itself, and now we have a color palette. Instant, easy color palette. You don't even have to change anything, because Kenny allows this. He's really great. Maybe I should show everybody how to, I should show my stream how to donate to him at some point. Okay, What we have here, the UV is unwrapped, ready to go. I need to match all the pieces to selection. We'll figure that out easy peasy here soon. What we need to do is turn this, though, into texture to color, so I know what I'm working with. And then we just have to sort of take a crack at this. We can actually... That seam could be troublesome. Let's see how this goes for now. Here's a side piece. Beauty. Yeah, I need to think about this now. So here's a square. Square in the back is going to be maroon, so we can put this just on this right side maroon tile here. And then there isn't much to this. There's probably a simpler way to do this. I don't really care though. Let's take everything and move it off. I get, and this is a really long process too. This is definitely going to take me like an hour and a half. These ones aren't even touching. They're not even attached. Oh, wait. You know what? That's fine. Let's not mess with it. Here is the inside to the outer propeller, which is going to be brown. On the left side here. We'll do the center last. That could be troublesome. Here's the inside to the front cabin there. That will keep a light brown as well. Here is the inside to a shock. This is where we can get a little crazier with it. Maybe we'll take this blue. Do something with the struts there. That's what they're called, struts. Why I think we're calling them something weird. Here's maroon on the bottom. Also, the color isn't changing. Oh, let me fix that real quick. Let me go into shading and change the texture. What this needs is a image texture. We'll add a image texture color. Set that to sans skiff text, and the color should be changing. Oh, okay. It's using the reference. That's, you know what? That's fine. It's fine. Let me go back to shading and move this to sans skiff ref. There we go. As expected. Change it from linear to closest. Okay, now we're rocking. Let's see, this is the front part of this one, which is sort of this weird brown pink color. We'll keep it fully pink. No. We can just go for the full 9 yards with it, actually. Let's flip it. Go. This is the back bottom. So that can be pink as well. What I would usually do as well is I would take this image, go into like Paint or Krita or something and take all the colors and add like a swatch here. And I would move the stuff like that's on the bottom side on the sides as well, and then just sort of stuff them into the different colors. Because there's not really any good way to go about it, because I don't have a side view. And I guess I could just make a side view, like as like a full texture, but it's fine. And this isn't the most game ready, as in something that can be used to make multiple different textures with different parts. But if you're willing to just change solid colors, it's not a big deal. And I'm not gonna lie to you, anybody who's going to be downloading this for use probably doesn't care about that. Like, this isn't gonna be like a CSGO skin, like a CSGO mod, where it's going to need to be like, the mesh is just going to have each individual texture to it. The mesh is going to overlay on this one. Let's see, this is part of the brown part here. And what that means is, I guess what that means in the general scheme of things is that it's only ever going to be like this thing that I'm working on is only ever going to be part of a sort of generalized. Oh, I didn't color this correctly. This is the orange, dark orange. A generalized color scheme. It's not going to have any sort of advanced textures to it. Nothing fancy. Just only ever sort of basic colors. And to be honest, that's the only thing it should be used for, because like I said, and like the original design philosophy is, where this is a pixel voxel type project. You probably shouldn't go with anything a little more complicated than that, because it can start looking weird. It can start looking really weird. Especially if you don't like know what you're doing with it. Nothing so advanced, I guess is what I'm saying. Now, the top here looks like it's brown. That's just to show the inner part, I think. So we'll make this just white. If we don't, it's going to look very weird. I wanted to get to like a second ship today, and maybe I should just save this for another stream and go with locking out another ship. But this is fun. Like I said, I just wanted to keep it casual tonight. Listen to some chill RimWorld tunes. Miscolored that one too. No, that's the bottom part. This side, this would just be this dark pinkish color. I guess this is the same spot through and through, huh? So it would look fine over here just as it would look fine over there. Ah, here's another one. The strut will go gray again. Like I said, this isn't the best way to do this. In fact, this isn't really a good way to do it at all. I don't mind. I'm just chilling out on stream, I guess, though. It's super accurate. You don't really need to be this accurate for, like, flat-colored pixel art. Well, you sort of do, because it's sort of what you're looking at instead of the whole thing. It looks like there's two oranges here. Bright orange and a dark orange. We'll go with the bright orange. Don't think we'll do anything with the dark orange. I usually stream 2 hours. I should be able to get this done in another hour. About an hour's worth of work. Not that bad, actually. This is yellow. I guess nobody's gonna see that. Wow, it makes me want to watch an Italic stream. Just thinking about RimWorld. I guess I could do something like this side. Orange. Ooh, inside. Inside tan. So sleepy. Saved actual work for the midnight. This is how it goes, huh? Dark brown. Simple enough. Excuse me. Oh. Ah. Ah. That's weird. Okay. We're getting there. Some of it's starting to fill out. Taking a little while though. It's not glamorous work, I tell you. It's pretty much wholly unnecessary work, but like, this is not how you would actually go about doing like a 3D project. I honestly don't mind. Something to do. Chill out. We'll make the center part brown. Like some sort of attachment rather than fan blade. Fan blades on the sides. Back of the engine. Dark brown. Dark brown piece. Light brown rather. This one also needs to be light brown. Here's the front. This would just be tan. Nothing weird. Here's the back of it. Let me stretch. This one could be chosen if it's not this. So I'll do this. Can't for the life of me why. Can't for the life of me tell you why it does that. Just did it wrong, I guess. Not even close to being correct. Gotta make sure they all line up. Almost pixel perfect. This is a tan piece. These ones are fine because they're just solid orange. Plus, that's actually what the mesh looks like. But sometimes it just sort of messes up that way. Really awkward. Again, I'm sorry about that. Right. Pink. Oh, it's just the end piece. It's been 30 minutes since I started doing it. Feels like it goes on forever, man. You grab at a piece and there's like 10 more to grab. It's cool though. The hard part is when I start getting in the middle here. When I start to find out what this is really all about. Nice, here's a blue stick. I was gonna say, I hope there's more of them. Easy. Nobody's gonna be looking at this. Now this one has a bit of a color scheme too. Wow. This. Brown? Ah, the cabin. Ah, yes, the cabin. Feed. Troublesome. Alright, you can see the dark in there hiding. It's alright. Simply won't use it. Another top of the engine. Another top of the morning. Save those ones for last. Sorry, got into the groove. We're close, we're getting closer. Usually it's not so, well, I suppose it is kind of dull, actually. You know, I mean, like the regular 3D process, it goes about as well as this, actually. Trying to make it something it's not, and it's just like, well, no. What I'm doing is unnecessary, but for the most part, 3D work can, it'd be a lot of staring at an unfinished product. And if you're okay with that, this is definitely the thing for you. That's why I said the most interesting part of the stream was the, coming up with, like, the design. Because you got to see how the colors flash by. This, I'm just sorting colors now. And it's gonna be just as boring when it gets to say, like, the animation part. Not much is gonna happen. It's gonna be me doing a lot of tweaking and stuff. But it's enjoyable sorting all these little pieces out. Their own little puzzles to be filled in. Not too bad, all things considered. Yeah, we'll keep listening to RimWorld. I was gonna change the music, but you know what? It's good. RimWorld is good. It's the whole vibe, and honestly, I could probably listen to it non-stop. You know, and that's the thing, I was playing a puzzle game the other day. Some of my streams do include puzzle games. This isn't really anything different, is it? Puzzle might be a little more interesting, let's say, but it sort of has the same effect. Almost lines up perfectly there. Very good. Very good. Lines up nice. Ooh, this could be troublesome. Excuse me. All I have to do is turn this off, go into this, edit, straight-ish. Perfect. I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. That one's like done. This cube is done. Yeah, nice. Glad to have a piece done. We really whittled it down here, haven't we? Went by a lot faster than I thought. Took me about an hour. It'll take me about an hour to finish this off. Wow, but it worked out real nice. We're happier with the product. But we'll have to wait and see, huh? We get to the end here. So we're not done yet. Hardest part is yet to come. Which is the centerpiece. Quiet lineup. Ooh, windy outside. What's the stream doing? Still haven't dropped any frames, even with all that wind going on outside. I don't know if anybody can hear it. It is rustling. Another cold front is coming in, I think. We have to do that, but we can actually just make it completely dark. That fits it pretty much perfectly. This one's got a bit of burnt orange to it. It's included. Anyway. All pink. Oops, all pink. All dark pink. All orange. Ooh, all yellow. Black. Blue. Blue. It might not line up properly, but cross that bridge when we get to it. And here we are at the bridge. Here's the bridge. It just sort of has to be in the realm of it. Few more parts to fill out. Ah, here we go. Now this is something different. This is something a bit different. Mystique. Oh, there's the top. Let's put that off to the side for now. We'd run into it eventually. Here's the bottom. Tear that up. Ah, here's the centerpiece of the wing. Yeah, I guess it would look like that, wouldn't it? It's even bleeding. There you go. Okay. Do that to all the other pieces like that as well. Last tan ones. Nice. Ah, the bottom. Oh, almost been a full hour and I'm not done yet. 2 hour mark. Means I will have to be ending the stream soon. But I think I can power through the rest of this. And we'll probably have to rig this and mean, another day. Might be able to finish it tomorrow. Or whatever. Oh, this is the one. This is the one with the burnt color. These. Side two. Another pink piece. Relaxing little pink piece. Diddle. What a boinky dink. Here's the top. This shit's all fucked up. It's fine. This one also has a bit of color on it now. Now that's the side. What I did there was, yeah, I just stretched the entire thing, which I think would be the simplest solution. ba ba ba. Okay. Jeez, dude. Might as well fix this one as well, these two. Funny, it's so funny. Okay. It's so strange how that happens, how UV packing works. Just say, what's with the shadow? Maybe we take the shadow off. Just for now. I get this sorted. Orange. Oh, here we go. Here's a full. That one's a little touch and go, yeah. Very funny. Shouldn't be. Yeah, I am doing this. You know what? It's fine. Let's just do that. Do, do. Sure, you probably match the top with that one then. Add a bit of white to the bottom as well. It'll look okay. Just pink. Orange. More blues. This is the bottom part of this. Let's match it. Finally get to solve this problem. There we go. Part of that one's solved. This blue is going to be done here. So with steady work, this only took about an hour. I guess in like an artist's time, that is kind of a lot. Time is sort of precious. Ultimately though, in the grand scheme of things, this wasn't too long, this isn't too bad even. Just hanging out with some RimWorld tunes is good enough for me, really. still need to do some more work to this though. Like I said, rigging and animating, whatnot. Here's the other side of that. Orang. Should be over there, silly. I have to give this another run through with the old eyeballs. See if I missed any colors up. Okay, now we just need to do the top two and the bottom two center pieces. I suppose would be the hardest part, huh? Something like that. And then the other side. Yep. Get these sides to match up. We do the bottom, this is the bottom right side. There we have it. That is our boat, our sand skiff. We just need to animate these propellers and something like that, you know? Other than that, I think it looks great. Turned out better than I could have ever hoped. Colors look solid, everything. No, this is off right here. This should be over here. Kinda looks like a stick of gum. These pinks and yellows. Everything looks like it's matching. Great. Ah, great. Exhausting. Okay. We will pick this back up tomorrow night. Or I will do something else tomorrow night. We'll see. Thank you for everybody who came, popped in. Thank you, and then Danny Cools, if you're still here, for showing up and saying hi. I am going to click the sleep button and take off. See you tomorrow. See you some other time. Thanks for chilling out.